Alright guys, so we are finally headed back to the shop. I stopped back at the house, switched out cars because the GTR has gas in it, and I didn't feel like putting gas in the Saab. And now we're headed to the shop. Alright, we are at the house. I love this car. Everyone says GTRs are super unreliable, but I've had this thing for like 2 years. I haven't done much to it other than basic maintenance, and it works perfectly. So, fingers crossed. There's probably knock on wood now, huh? Okay, so here we are. It is a little bit cold in here, even though it's pretty warm outside. It's 60 degrees today, which is why I decided to paint this today. So if you guys remember in the last video, we spent some time wet sanding this and getting it ready for paint. And it is ready to accept actual color and clear, which is awesome. We're good to go there. I just got to re-clean it one more time and re-mask everything, obviously, because I peeled up all the masking to sand this. But something I discovered is I lent my toolbox out a while ago, and well, I'm not gonna say I lent it. I moved and I had to put it somewhere, so I gave it to lent it to a friend, and he used a bunch of my tools and kept what he liked. And apparently the paint bucket that comes on the spray gun was something he was very fond of. So I don't really want to take no for an answer as far as this car is concerned today. I want to get this done because I really need to get back to actual work tomorrow. So I think I'm actually going to make a quick trip to Harbor Freight and see if I can't solve this issue.
2 hours later.
Alright guys, sorry about that. We are back on track now. I headed down to Harbor Freight and got myself this teeny tiny little spray gun that's meant for touch-ups and stuff, which I assume is going to be pretty much perfect for doing this U-bar, because as you can see, it's all very thin stuff, so the smaller spray pattern will probably be kind of advantageous to this kind of painting. I've never used a small paint gun like this before, but I'm gonna assume that it's exactly the same. It's still an HVLP gun, which is high volume, low pressure. So I'm still gonna operate it at like 30 PSI and hope for good coverage. Yeah, that's about it. It's also very, very windy outside and not as warm in here as I thought it would be, considering it's like 60 degrees outside. So if you're doing a paint project like this, I would strongly suggest not doing it the way that I'm doing it. As you can see, the floor is dirty. I barely have everything I need to get this done to start with, and the conditions are just total crap. I mean, I'm using a propane heater to heat this place, which to my understanding creates a lot of moisture in the environment that you're using it in. So there could be moisture in this paint and everything else, but again, the only part that you're really going to see once this is all put together is like the top of this and like that corner of the actual U-bar. So you're not going to see a whole lot of it, but I still want to make it look reasonably good. So I'm going to start prepping this thing, get it all taped off and whatever else, and hopefully we can move on to the next step. Okay, here we are. So everything's taped up, cleaned up. I just tack ragged it and wiped it down with alcohol to make sure there's no greasy fingerprints or anything on there. And we should be pretty much good to go. So I don't have a mask, so I'm gonna tie something around my face because that's also gone. And yeah, we'll get right to it. I think it's gonna come out okay. Color coat on, it's looking pretty good. I gotta rush a little bit here to get the clear on. but if the camera will focus on that for us, it's actually looking surprisingly good considering the circumstances. So this is starting to tack up, so I got to put this camera down, get on my clear coat, and then I'll give you guys a real look at it once I'm done with that. We are all done. Everything is complete. We did 3 coats of color, 4 coats of clear. The reason I did it so thick is because this is like the bottom of the car that's gonna see a lot of rock debris and stuff like that. So I wanted to put the clear on there nice and thick, that way it would last. And also, when I untape this, I'm gonna have to sand that hard line down where that tape is with like 1500, 2000, and 3000 grit sandpaper, and then buff it, and hopefully that'll hide that little cut in the clear line there. And yeah, it's looking really good. I'm really happy with it. I hope you guys are really enjoying these videos. I love making them. I love working on this car. It's a ton of fun, and I get to make videos about things that I really genuinely enjoy. So if you like this video, please like, maybe even subscribe. If you're really into Evos, maybe even hit that little bell. That way you'll stay notified every time I upload a video on this little build project here. And yeah, see you next time.